Hello and welcome to Somerset News Network. We've done Alfred. Now the country's under the tyranny of King John. His brother, Richard the Lionheart, went off to the Crusades and he never came back. He was imprisoned in France and he died there, unfortunately, which made John the king. And he was not a very popular king. He ruled by tyranny. He stole land from the barons, he taxed them, and also the people. And the barons got together and I suppose it was going to turn into a battle or a war. But they met at Runnymede. And it was said that John was forced to sign what we now call the Magna Carta. Originally, it was the Articles of the Barons, is what it was called in 1215. Now let's do a little bit of history and we'll get Libby to explain things to you and then we'll have another little chat.
Now we come to 1215 under King John and the signing of the Magna Carta. King John ruled England under tyranny, taking rights away for the church, putting people in prison without trial and feudal taxes. There was a rebel group of barons who meet the King John at Runnymede on the 15th of June 1215. It is said the king was forced to sign the Magna Carta, which was written by Cardinal Stephen Langton, the Archbishop of Canterbury. It promised to protect the rights of the church, protect the barons from illegal imprisonment, and limit the taxes to the crown. It was to be implemented by a council of 25 barons. Ian thinks this might have been the first Privy Council. This first document was known as the Articles of the Barons. It did not acquire the name Magna Carta Libertatum, to give it its full name, until 1217. Under John's son Henry III. Some parts of the original had been removed and formally became part of the peace treaty agreed at Lambeth. The Magna Carta, or Great Charter, was reissued by Henry in 1225, and also reaffirmed by Edward I in 1297. Now we come to 1215 under King John.
The Magna Carta laid out our rights and liberties, that nobody should be imprisoned without judgment of his peers. A lot of the stuff that came later was in the Magna Carta. And I think the Magna Carta was what was the common law which came from Alfred the Great. Now, I want Libby to just give you a little extract, and I've taken some pieces out of the Magna Carta. It's too long to read out here. But Libby, can you explain a little bit more about the Magna Carta?
1. First, that we have granted to God, and by this present charter have confirmed for us and our heirs in perpetuity, that the English Church shall be free, and shall have its rights undiminished, and its liberties unimpaired. That we wish this so to be observed appears from the fact that of our own free will, before the outbreak of the present dispute between us and our barons, we granted and confirmed by charter the freedom of the Church's elections, a right reckoned to be of the greatest necessity and importance to it, and caused this to be confirmed by Pope Innocent III. This freedom we shall observe ourselves, and desire to be observed in good faith by our heirs in perpetuity. To all free men of our kingdom we have also granted, for us and our heirs forever, all the liberties written out below, to have and to keep for them and their heirs, of us and our heirs. 13. The city of London shall enjoy all its ancient liberties and free customs, both by land and by water. We also will and grant that all other cities, boroughs, towns, and ports shall enjoy all their liberties and free customs. 39. No free man shall be seized or imprisoned, or stripped of his rights or possessions, or outlawed or exiled, or deprived of his standing in any other way, nor will we proceed with force against him, or send others to do so, except by the lawful judgment of his equals or by the law of the land. 40. To no one will we sell, to no one deny or delay right or justice. 61. Since we have granted all these things for God, for the better ordering of our kingdom, and to allay the discord that has arisen between us and our barons, and since we desire that they shall be enjoyed in their entirety, with lasting strength, for ever, we give and grant to the barons the following security. The barons shall elect 25 of their number to keep, and cause to be observed with all their might, the peace and liberties granted and confirmed to them by this charter. If we, our Chief Justice, our officials, or any of our servants offend in any respect against any man, or transgress any of the articles of the peace or of the security, and the offence is made known to 4 of the said 25 barons, they shall come to us, or in our absence from the kingdom to the Chief Justice, to declare it and claim immediate redress. If we, or in our absence abroad the Chief Justice, make no redress within 40 days, reckoning from the day on which the offence was declared to us or to him, the 4 barons shall refer the matter to the rest of the 25 barons, who may distrain upon and assail us in every way possible, with the support of the whole community of the land, by seizing our castles, lands, possessions, or anything else saving only our own person and those of the Queen and our children, until they have secured such redress as they have determined upon. Having secured the redress, they may then resume their normal obedience to us. Any man who so desires may take an oath to obey the commands of the 25 barons for the achievement of these ends, and to join with them in assailing us to the utmost of his power. We give public and free permission to take this oath to any man who so desires, and at no time will we prohibit any man from taking it. Indeed, we will compel any of our subjects who are unwilling to take it to swear it at our command. If one of the 25 barons dies, or leaves the country, or is prevented in any other way from discharging his duties, the rest of them shall choose another baron in his place, at their discretion, who shall be duly sworn in as they were. In the event of disagreement among the 25 barons on any matter referred to them for decision, the verdict of the majority present shall have the same validity as a unanimous verdict of the whole 25, whether these were all present, or some of those summoned were unwilling or unable to appear. The 25 barons shall swear to obey all the above articles faithfully, and shall cause them to be obeyed by others to the best of their power. We will not seek to procure from anyone, either by our own efforts, or those of a third party. 1. First, that we have granted to God, and by this present charter have confirmed for us and our heirs in perpetuity, that the English Church shall be free, and shall have its rights undiminished.
So you see, 25 barons were going to be elected, and they were going to oversee the Magna Carta. They could take grievances to the king. I think they are trying to restrict the power of the king, because what happens is that the king had the divine power of the king. They thought that it was a power given to them by God. Later on, We fought that and we got rid of it. But I'll talk more about that later when we get on to the Bill of Rights and everything else. But it was trying to restrict the powers and bring in our liberties and rights, like I said before. I reckon from Alfred the Great. Must have been in our conscience. Must have been something that we knew about. And the Magna Carta was written down and everybody had to abide by it. And you had a way of addressing any problems you had, and the barons could take it to the king. So you basically started to have a parliament. Now, what we've got to do is find out what happened after the Magna Carta, because they said it was made under duress and it wasn't valid. So they reaffirmed the Magna Carta in years to come. The next video I'll go through the Acts of Parliament that reaffirmed the Magna Carta on our rights and liberties.